Alright, this is day 2. Yesterday I had plugged in the batteries to let them charge, and I think it was the initial charge because it took about an hour and a half, and that was about the time I was getting off. So it is the next day. We're going to go ahead and plug these batteries in and test out this mower and this weed eater and the blower, and that will wrap up our review on the Craftsman 40 volt lawnmower and the electric battery powered weed eater and leaf blower. So we've got the mower right here. As you can see, go ahead and tilt this down a little bit. So, of course, with that height of the grass that you saw yesterday, I'm probably going to take this bagging attachment off. It just simply locks into place. Close that down. Set this off to the side. First, I want to go ahead and see just this leaf blower that came with it as part of the package. It was included for free. We'll simply take our charged battery, check the front. It's got a little power button on there. Shows all 3 of them are charged up. Lock it into place. All right. Oh wow, it's got a lot of power. I love how it's just, it only turns on whenever you press the button rather than having like a gas powered one. Wow, that's pretty sweet. Just as you press the button is when it goes. So that's pretty sweet, I like that quite a bit. You can see it's got a good amount of pressure. Sweet. Alright, so there's that. The leaf blower. We'll do the weed eater here in a bit. Let me put this back on the charger just to top it off. Now for the lawnmower. Let's see what this looks like. So, both of our batteries, they are charged. Lock that into place. Lock that into place. So we got it in place. It's still really light. I like that quite a bit. It shows that you have to have the key in to have it activated. Go right here. Key. It's got a little spot right here to be able to put like a some string or a rope or a little lanyard or something. I definitely recommend having something like that because one of my concerns, of course, is it just goes in so easily. I'd hate for the kids or somebody walking by bump it or get knocked out or just get misplaced. So it shows first step is you put the key in. Second step is press the button. Third step, pull it. Okay, so as soon as you press that button and you pull this back, that mower is going to start. So as you can see right here. That's pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and take it out. Let's see how this mower works. Stay tuned. Okay, holy moly, that was impressive. Craftsman 40-volt electric lawnmower. In my personal opinion, it performed extremely well. You guys saw how high that grass was. There was a couple times it started to get bogged down. I did notice that the discharge kind of got a little bit clogged every now and again. Craftsman could have made the discharge a little bit bigger, but overall it performed extremely well. Of course, naturally we won't let the grass get that high, but if you guys have a patch of grass about this size that you're looking to mow, and you guys aren't wanting to use a gasoline powered lawnmower and wanting to go electric with these little 20-volt 40-volt setups, I highly recommend it. There's a couple of spots where it was high. I still have to go past again, but I was able to get all of this cut before the mower started to stop because the batteries were too low. But I definitely feel that if, you know, next time when I mow this and it's not as high, the mower will perform even better. Next we're going to go ahead and do the weed eater and see how it cleans up this side. But overall, I highly recommend the Craftsman 40-volt lawnmower. As you guys can see the before and after pictures, it definitely did a good job. I'm going to charge these batteries up again, and I might do one more pass on some of the spots that didn't get the best cuts. I did notice that if you start to get bogged down, just simply lift up on the mower to kind of put it at an angle, and then it'll of course discharge out the front on that higher grassy area. But overall, I'm very satisfied with the mower. It performed very well. I would only recommend that Craftsman maybe open the discharge a little bit more so it doesn't get clogged up so quick. But yeah, let's go ahead and set up with this weed eater, put these batteries on, and go ahead and see that. Alright, so update with this setup. We went ahead and took the batteries and put them on the charger. However, it showed a fault just because the batteries were so hot from the use of it. So I'd highly recommend, if you have the money and you want to do it, just buy you 2 extra batteries, have those charged. When this mower is done using those batteries, you can take those ones, set them off, and just swap out the batteries. You know, batteries are a little bit expensive, but if it's something that you're, you know, you can wait and mow and then let the batteries charge and cool down, then that's a good direction. Next, we've got the 20-volt lithium-ion Craftsman weed eater, all charged up, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how this works. It does only have one string that's coming out, so I'm concerned on the performance, because I do have 2 gas-powered weed eaters, an Echo and a Husqvarna, and those things are beasts. So I'm interested to see how well this one performs. So let's go ahead and see that. This is the final result after the mowing. As you can see, did a good job. Excuse me. Of course, this grass was about 2 feet, 3 feet high whenever I cut it, so there are a couple high spots. Recharging the battery, be able to just hit it down, but I won't let the grass get as high as it was, so it'll definitely cut it better. As far as weed eating and trimming the stuff on the sides, it actually did a good job. The weed eater still had a lot of life left in it whenever I stopped. go ahead and put it on the charger. Okay, so final thoughts. This mower and weed eater setup is really awesome. I was very impressed with it. It's got a good amount of power. I got about 30 minutes worth of mow time, but I have to attribute that to the high grass. If the grass was better maintained, which now it will be, I think I could definitely get a much longer charge out of the batteries. One interesting thing that I want to highlight, of course, point out to Craftsman if they are watching this, is the discharge could be a little bit larger. It would give the ability to be able to put the debris pushed out to the side. Also, I think that there probably could be some sort of a guard to go over this, because I could see over time with debris and stuff getting caught up, it could potentially cause an issue with the prongs with the batteries. As for the weed eater, I was really impressed with the weed eater actually. The fact that it only had one string was concerning, but it still had a good amount of power. I was able to weed eat all of what I needed to weed eat, and still had plenty of charge left, still had a good amount of life left in it. I'm sure I could probably still go even further. Let's see what the charge looks like. Yeah, it's still got two bars on it, so it could definitely go longer. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. I did like the button presser on here that you could do to just automatically bring out some line on the end of it. So that was pretty sweet. Overall, if you've got a condo or a townhome and you've got a little patch of grass that you're constantly trying to get your mower or weed eater and stuff out, on an electric standpoint, especially with the way gas prices are going right now, it's definitely feasible, and it would be a good investment to get one of these lawnmowers or a weed eater. It would save you a lot on gas. I think it's the initial bite that you have to do the investment, but I mean, for the price wise, you're spending about the same amount of money in some aspects. I'd have to say the only additional thing that I would do different is I'd buy 2 more batteries, just so if I'm mowing and those ones happen to go dead and I had to have another set, I'd be able to just basically swap them out immediately and go. There's a temperature issue with the batteries. After running it for a while, of course, when you put it on the charger, it'll flash red as well, letting you know that the battery's still too hot. And this is April, or it's May, and I mean, it's not really hot outside, so I can imagine in the summertime, if you're using this pretty extensively, those batteries could get pretty hot. So I definitely would take that into consideration. But all in all, I'd have to say it's definitely worth buying, especially if you've got a small piece of grass or a patch of land that you don't want to have a riding mower or a push mower with gasoline and mixing oil and stuff for weed eaters in order to mow it. Just simply charge your batteries, plug them in, and you can mow. And the blades on here performed really well. In that really tall grass, the 3-foot grass, I had a couple of times where I was a little bit bogged down, as you'll see in the video, but it was very minimal. It didn't take long at all, and I never got to a point where I got so bogged down that the motor actually, like quit, and I had to actually pull debris and stuff out, which sometimes happens with even a gasoline-powered motor. That's also a cool thing too, is because with the gasoline mower, the motor stops, then you have to dig out all the grass. You gotta try and get it all, and then you got to start the mower and everything all again. It's loud, it's cumbersome. This was really quiet, so even on the noise aspect, it's extremely quiet. And then too, if it does get bogged down, you just keep the blade running and tilt it back, and it spits out the rest of the stuff, and it's good to go. So this is Chris. This is my review on the Craftsman 40-volt electric battery operated lawnmower, the lithium ion setup, and the battery operated weed eater, and I think that's pretty cool. Well, let's go ahead and do the leaf blower, and then I think we'll wrap up. Does really well actually for battery operated. Yeah, I love it. I think the one thing I like the most is when I don't want to use it, I just let off the trigger and it stops. When I want to use it, I just press the button. It's also extremely light. I've got a gas-powered one at home, and I mean, it's loud. Definitely, this is crazy. This is really cool. You know, just click it whenever you need it. Yeah, I definitely recommend the leaf blower for sure. Just one, on a weight aspect, but two, not even having to mix gasoline and oil. That's awesome. Beautiful. Works great. It's great. Cool yourself off too.